How's it going, everybody? I'm back with another unboxing video, and I'm very excited to finally get my hands on this particular collector's edition of a game. And this one is probably one of the most anticipated collector's editions that I've been trying to get my hands on, specifically from limited run games. And the reason being is back when this first came out, it was around the time that LRG got some some ridiculous drama around it because of certain people and whatnot, and I was kind of captured by the audience of people that wanted to kind of stick it to the man, I guess you can say, and not support these guys. So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to support them, and I passed up on this, and I kind of really regretted it because LRG are the only people in town, or one of the very few people in town, that are still publishing physical games, whether they are 90 or 100% working all the time, even 99% I think they're working all the time, the games I should say, or they're really late on their pre-orders when it comes to the collector's editions and stuff like that. That stuff doesn't really matter to me. It's the fact that they're still out there trying to get you physical games, even if they're limited or they're quasi-limited, and that they're out there doing that. No one else is doing it. The big companies don't care to do that anymore. That's why they're collabing with these small companies. LRG is one of them. I Am 8-Bit Gaming is one of them as well. And Super Rare Games. And I think there's another one out there I can't remember off the top of my head. They're all trying to, keep this going because, physical games or physical media is going to die off here relatively soon. So back to LRG. Despite their, they're not always on time or spot on customer service, I really want to get my hands on this Jurassic Park Prehistoric Edition because I'm a massive Jurassic Park fan. And I was able to get the original physical game, just the standalone game for the Switch, through my buddy Carl there of RNG, and I had a lot of fun playing that game, those games on the collection. And eventually I was able to wait for their kind of vault release, and they did that for this Jurassic Park Prehistoric Edition, and I knew I had to get my hands on it right away. So I picked up two. I got this Prehistoric Edition, and I've got this kind of special limited edition one that's kind of the size of a VHS, which is pretty cool. I like this a lot. One of these is a Switch version, the other is a Xbox version. So I already own the Switch version, and I wanted to get an Xbox version as well, just for the heck of it. And we're going to see, I think it's this one is the Xbox version, so we'll get right into it. So we'll leave this off to the side for now. But right off the bat, if you guys are not familiar with the Jurassic Park toy line, they kind of modeled this box after the original Jurassic Park toys that came out in '93 or whenever they did come out, with this background here, the cutout, the T-Rex being here in the middle. As a kid, I always wanted that toy. Later on, when I found out about it, of course, I wasn't around in '93. So, but it's just cool that they kind of capture that magic still with this special box design here. So we'll get right into this. Of course, backside here talks about, let me angle this a bit better. Excuse me. The backside here talks about all the different games that are included, as well as what's inside here. So of course we've got the physical copy of the game, VHS style box, which is what this is right here. Double-sided poster, acrylic lamp with the interchangeable inserts. That's gonna be pretty cool. Mini cartridge replica collection, game soundtrack. You know me, I love my video game soundtracks. ID badge, game booklet, and a steel book. So I'm starting to become a steel book slut, as Carl of RNG would say, and I like me some good steel books. So let's see how this looks on once we open this up. So I'm gonna probably just take out things one at a time, and we'll just go from there. So what we got here is the VHS edition. Now I can obviously tell this is the Xbox one because of the size. But what's kind of funny here is the Switch version is more or less the same size as an original VHS. Now I unfortunately do not have, well, I did have a VHS, a random VHS, but I don't have it close to me right now. But this looks very similar to an original VHS as far as the size goes. So I do like this style better than the Xbox style, because this is kind of large right here. So It looks more like a DVD, of course. So, with that being said, we'll put this off to the side. We'll open that later. And we'll continue digging into this treasuriness of goodness. Treasure of goodness, I should say. Alright, so we've got the ID card here of Dr. Alan Grant. Security card here. Pretty basic. Comment below if you've actually played any of these Jurassic Park games. And we're getting into the acrylic stuff here. So, this looks like the compies that are in the NES game right here. What do we got here? We've got the little acrylic stand. Acrylic for the classic games collection, like logo. Angle this just a bit right. There we go. That's pretty cool. Of course, we've got this little stand here. So I'll have to power this on and turn it on later, and I'll show you guys. And of course, a remote with a cable. I wonder if this is... Oh, it's USB powered. That's even better. So there you have it. We'll take a look at that later. Alright, moving on. Let's see what else we've got in here. Take this out right here. This looks like the soundtrack. Here we go. Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection Soundtrack. And let's open this up. So here we have it. That's pretty cool. They're using some of the throwback art here from the games. I like that a lot. Got disc 1 here in red, disc 2 in yellow, disc 3 in orange, and disc 4 in green. And it looks like, if I'm correct here, the background is the T-Rex in the NES version of the game. It's one of the boss fights. I have not finished that game. That boss fight's actually pretty tough against that T-Rex. So if you look at the track listing here, the first disc has Jurassic Park, which is the NES 8-bit, as well as the portable, which would have been the Game Boy version, and the 16-bit. We've got disc 2 with The Chaos Continues, Jurassic Park 2, the 16-bit game. Jurassic Park 3 also has more of the Jurassic Park 2 game with the portable version on it. And then disc 4 has Jurassic Park, the Genesis version, as well as, I think this is a coloring mistake right here, but the Rampage edition of the Genesis as well. So, yeah, I love the music. If you guys have seen my streams enough, I've actually used the some of the music from the NES game for some of the openers to my streams because I love the music a lot. So this is kind of cool. So we've got the obviously the Super Nintendo, the NES, and the 2 Game Boys right here. That's really neat. I like that a lot. I think if I ever get the chance, my goal would be to really only buy the original copy of the NES game because that's the one I played the most of when I was a kid. And I have a lot of fond memories of that, so... This is pretty cool. I do like this display. I'm gonna have to find a way to display it on my shelf. The last thing from the box before we go to the game itself here is the poster, which has a bit of a mark here, but that's fine. Oh, is this a map I see on the background? Or on the backside, excuse me? So here's the front side of this poster. So nice big Jurassic Park logo. I love it. Can't get enough of that. And here we've got the kind of like the map of the NES game here. It looks like, I think. So that's kind of cool that they have here on the back side as well. Not sure what purpose that serves, but it's still cool that they have it in there nonetheless. So there's that. All right, let's get into the actual fun here. So I want to open Sesame, the Xbox version of this. the Xbox One version of this. Here we go. It's already sliding out. Wow, look at this. This is what we would call a double wide VHS. I don't even think that exists. That is funny, but this is pretty cool. So I like how it says approximate infinite minutes on there, and that's pretty cool. They have the warning on there for duplication. It's got the Universal logo as well as JP engine, limited run, carbon engine, all the works there. Here's the back side of the double wide VHS. They had to have stretched this image because I don't know how they would have found a VHS that was this wide. So, all right, let's see what's inside here. So, of course, we've got the game sealed for the Xbox Series X. And, well, it says Xbox, so this is where it gets a bit confusing. I would imagine this works fine on the Xbox One. I don't know why it wouldn't, but yeah. And then here is the Steelbook that I've been very curious to see in person. So, I love the design, especially how you can see here within the T-Rex fossil, the actual dinosaurs there, and kind of like some scenes that are playing out. That is really, really cool. Of course, here's the back side. I like this yellow color. A little gradient to it. The inside's pretty cool looking too. Very, ooh, there's some, what is that? Oh, that looks like glue. That's not good right here. This huge mark on the inside for the gluing, I guess. So, that wasn't cleaned up or applied correctly, unfortunately. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to take this apart to get to it, because I don't want to break it. But at least the exterior's clean. So, and I don't think there'll be anything really special inside here. Okay, there should be a game booklet in here. It looks like. So let's take a look at this real quickly. Here's our little booklet. Of course, the CD is right there. So Xbox Series X, unfortunately. Thankfully, I have that console, but... So it's kind of weird that it wasn't made for, I guess, regular Xbox One with the upgrade to Series X. Who knows? So we got our little booklet here. Talking about the games here. So the first one, the NES one, the 8-bit one. Then, of course, they ported it to the portable, so the Game Boy. Next, we've got the Genesis version. Of course, we've got another 16-bit version of the first game. Got the Rampage edition. Which, this one's funny. Yeah, the Rampage edition, I should say. Got part 2, The Chaos Continues. And then the portable version of just part 2, which is kind of awkward. I guess back in the day, they only decided to make a portable version of that. And of course, the warning 10,000 volts. So, good stuff here. Put that back in here. So there you have it. The acrylic light up, I'm going to have to do that real quickly then and see how this looks. It's on the rainbow mode, so I'll just leave it on that for now. Pretty neat, pretty neat. See how it looks with this right here. There we go. Not bad. I'll have to figure out where I can display this. I'm right now it's battery powered, so I like this colored. I'd probably keep it on like an orange or a red. So, pretty cool stuff here. This is the Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection, specifically the Prehistoric Edition. Of course, this is just the basic, kind of like small collector's edition for the Switch. The rest of this here was for the, well, this is the Xbox version, so the steel case is going to match. And if I open this one up, the steelbook will match as well. I think I'm going to leave this sealed for now, just for the heck of it. Maybe in the future I'll open it up, but yeah, this is pretty neat. Honestly, one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to get this collection, honestly, was kind of just to get over my own issues with the whole like online drama stuff. Kind of put it behind me finally, because I'm just sick and tired of it. And just kind of think on my own, you know, not fall into this hive mind mentality that people have with their internet heroes, I guess you can say. But more importantly, I really wanted to get this soundtrack, this physical soundtrack. So looking forward to throwing this onto the computer and listening to it and using it in this video as well as future streams, of course. And of course, all the other stuff is like bonus stuff. Having a physical of the game is always great as well. And this is well worth, you know, waiting for it and waiting for that Vault release, I guess you can say. So hope you guys enjoy this. Once again, comment below if you've played any of these Jurassic Park games. Which ones are your favorite? Which ones did you not like? Any fond memories of it? Let me know what you thought about this little collector's edition here. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.